Today we are starting out in a brand new world, and there are new places to explore, things to build, and friends to go on adventures with, because this is the start of Season 13 on the Project Nodenium server. Today we are getting started with episode 1 of Season 13, and I am so excited because I've got lots of plans and exciting things that I want to build this season. But before we can get started with all of the building, we've got some stuff we need to do to get settled into this world. And I'm a little bit late in getting started for Season 13, so you can see there are builds popping up all over the place. It looks like we've got a start of a town over there. We've got a build over here that looks like it's the start to a harbor, and so we need to get started with our own projects, and I don't even know where to begin. When in doubt, start at the beginning, which is what I did. I crafted up some tools, went hunting so that I could get some food, and I got a lot of fish, which I cooked up before heading out and starting to explore this world. As you can see in the background, some of the server members are well on their way to getting their bases started. Meanwhile, I'm still searching for the right place to build my base. Normally when I'm starting out, I'm just trying to find a place where I get some inspiration, whether it is around mountains or a lake or just some interesting terrain. But for this season, I'm looking for a particular biome, and eventually I found it. After a bit of exploring, I think I've found an area where I want to settle down, and there's a couple of reasons why we've picked this area. The first reason why we've picked this area is because I want to use this pale garden biome and incorporate it into the base. We've also got, of course, the dark oak, which we're going to be using, and I like just the geographic area of having the cliff here, the mountain here. We're going to be using that as well. But while our base is going to be over here, the first spot that I want to build is actually, oh my goodness, we've got skeletons. Oh, this is not a good spot. This is not a good spot. Go away. Go away. Let's hurry. Oh, gotta get a respawn point set. I don't want to die. And oh boy, that's what I was worried about. Oh, and of course, we've got a skeleton right here. No. Oh my goodness. This is a disaster. Oh, no. We've got to get out of here. Let's just run. The skeletons have been defeated, and I think that is our indicator. We need to get armor and geared up so that way we can survive a little bit better. One of the benefits to being around a mountain is that it makes getting a bunch of iron and coal really easy, because there is a lot of exposed iron and coal, and so it's just a matter of going into the different caves or just wandering around the mountain to be able to find it. While I was mining that up, I also had someone on the server ask if I could bring them some dark oak saplings, and in exchange for the saplings, I got even more iron. Now that we have a bunch of resources collected up, I was able to get a suit of armor, and we've already gone ahead and started getting some cows over here. So we've got food, we've got wheat growing so we can feed the cows, and over in these chests, we've got our starting materials. So we've got coal, we've got a little bit of iron left, we got some useful tools there. But I think that means we are in a pretty good spot to start building our starter base. Unlike last season, I am going to be building my starter base close to where my main base is going to be, and this is going to be our primary base of operations. So we're going to put our storage room in here, we're going to have our farms in here, and then once that's all set up, we can get started with building our main base over here in the pale garden biome. To get started with building this starter base, we are going to need to collect a few materials, and these materials will be a little bit more difficult to get when we are in the early game. It's going to be things like tuff and deep slate. We're going to need a bunch of glass and some other things. I think some soul lanterns, some pale oak wood. So let's get started. We should probably grab some pickaxes, craft up some sticks, get a little bit of cobblestone, and hopefully not run out of food. I think the best place to start will be a little bit lower down, so that way we don't have to dig all the way through the mountain. Maybe we'll start right here. For getting all of the deep slate and the tuff, I think that it'll be best to mine all the way down to level -59, because if we are mining down there, not only are we going to get a bunch of deep slate, but we are also going to get a bunch of diamonds. Or at least that was my plan. In the end, I didn't get as many diamonds as I was hoping for. And while I was collecting up the resources, I was also able to get our cows to increase. So look at how many cows we have. I think our food situation is about to be improved dramatically. But now that we have all of the resources ready to go, we need to start clearing out the space where we are going to be doing the build, because it's going to fill in a lot of this area here. So we need to clear out some trees. We need to get this terrain worked out. And we've got a fair amount of digging, which could take a little bit of work, especially without a beacon. We better get started. So we made a pretty good start in getting this area cleared out and digging down. We are going to go down further than this, but for today, this is as far as we're going to go. Because to go down as far as I want to go, we are going to need a lot better tools. And maybe a beacon. A beacon would be nice. But we don't need to finish digging it all out before we can start building, so let's get started with that. We now have the structure of our starter base built, and I think it turned out really well. For the dome, I was originally going to make it solid, but it looked really heavy because these pillars are pretty light and thin. So I went with glass, and I think that worked out really well. I really like the combination of the deep slate and the tough blocks and the pale oak blocks. They just go together so well. But we're not quite finished with this starter base. What we need to do now is start putting together a few of the basic essentials that we are going to need. So we gotta get a storage room together. We gotta move our cows and our wheat over. We gotta get some sugarcane planted. There is a bunch that we need to do. And the way that I want to put that all together is to use this staircase, which is going to go down around this central area. And on each of these landings, we are going to create an opening that we can use to house different items. So I think this one, because it's the closest to the top, we are going to turn this into our storage room. So if we get a few blocks together, let's get some deep slate tiles here. We're going to get these stairs as well. So we'll put the stairs right here. We're going to replace the blocks down here with the deep slate tiles. And then it'll be a matter of digging out the space behind it. With the room all dug out, it's now time to start decorating it. And I've got some items here in my inventory that we're going to use, starting with this polished top, which we're going to put in a border for the middle of the floor. Down the center of the tub, we are going to put some deep slate tiles. And we're going to put that on the outside of the polished tub as well. For this area here, we're going to alternate frog lights, which I was able to buy in the shopping district, with some pale oak logs. For the entryway, we are going to put alternating rows of deep slate bricks and tough brick walls. For this back wall, we're going to put a layer of deep slate bricks. On top of those, we're going to put chiseled tough bricks. And then on top of that, it's going to be more deep slate bricks. So I had to do a little bit of expanding. I pushed back all of these walls because they weren't going to be deep enough. And I want to put some deep slate bricks across the top here. We're going to then get some of the deep slate stairs and put them in here. So we've got nice little arches. And then for the roof, we're going to do some deep slate tiles. And then the last step will be to fill in all of the spaces with chests. I've gone through and added in signs for all of the chests, so now we will know exactly where everything is going to be. Obviously, I don't have all of these items yet, but once I do have these items, I'm going to have chests to store them in. Our storage room is now completed, and I've moved everything down, so we've got some of our chests filled with stuff. Others are a little bit empty, but we're going to start filling those up soon. But not today, because today is all about getting our starter base up and running. And that means we need to head out here and go down to this level to where we are going to be starting the next room. So now that we have everything dug out, it's time to start decorating it, and we are going to do something similar with the floor. So we're going to have deep slate tiles down the middle. We're going to have polished tough on the sides, and then some more deep slate tiles as well. For the walls, we are going to use deep slate bricks, and we're going to continue using the tough brick walls to fill in the spaces in between. But while this hallway is going to look very similar to what we did in the storage room, these rooms are going to be something a little bit different. Because what I want to do is move our wheat and cows down into these rooms so that they're no longer up on the surface. And because this is going to be about growing things and having cows and stuff, that's not going to look really good with a bunch of bricks. So we are going to use wood and leaves. So I know I said I wasn't going to use deep slate for the walls, but I used deep slate for the walls. I did that because I didn't want it to be just the dark oak logs. I think that would have been boring, so I used the deep slate brick walls, and that works pretty well. But we have a problem in this room, because this room is going to be for cows, and right now we've got a bunch of dirt instead of a bunch of grass. And there are a couple of different ways that we could turn this all into grass. One way would take a long time, and that would be to take a row of dirt and take it from up there so that the grass could go all the way down here and wrap around this corner and then wait for the grass to grow all along that. That sounds like something that would take forever and be really painful to wait for. Our other option would be to get a Silk Touch enchantment on a shovel, and I think that would be the better way to go because that would help us in the long term as well as get the grass down there now. Now, somebody on the server has a villager trading hall that I'll be able to use, and I think that might be the best way to get the enchantments as well as our gear. So let's head over there and see what we can do to get some villager trading going. Well, look at this place. Oh, lots of villagers here that we can trade with. I think this is going to be exactly what we need. What's over here? All sorts of farms, wool farm, sugarcane farm. Wow, this place is pretty impressive, but we're not here for all of that. We are here to trade with these guys. Before we can start trading though, we need something to trade with. So I chopped down a bunch of spruce trees, which we are going to turn into sticks to trade with the Fletchers. We're now back and we've got a bunch of spruce wood that we are going to turn into spruce planks that we are then going to turn into sticks so that we can go over to these villagers and get a bunch of emeralds. And then once we get a bunch of emeralds, we can come over here and we'll buy a shovel. Let's get a pickaxe. Do we have enough for an axe? We do have enough for an axe. There we go. And then it's just a matter of trading with the librarians. And I've got a couple of books here. I've gone ahead and applied some to this shovel. So we've got Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Mending. That's going to be super helpful, not only for getting the grass, but also for our future digging projects as well. Before we can apply the enchantments to the pickaxe, though, we need a few experience points. So this gold farm will be the best way for us to get those. So let's go Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch, and Mending. Now we just have a long climb down and we'll be back to our base and getting that finished up. It's so much better when you have efficiency on a shovel. Now that we can get some grass, we're going to replace these dirt blocks with the grass blocks and then we can bring the cows down. So we have a lot of cows up here and we could do this one of two ways. We could just get a few cows and take those down there and just breed them up again. Or we could try to take all of the cows that we have here or some portion of them. Maybe we will not try to take all of them. But it could be pretty funny with a bunch of cows wandering all over the place, so let's give it a try. All right, my friends, let's be cooperative here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you. Okay, all right, come on. Let's all... Oh boy. There's a few cows here. Let's go, guys. Come on. Down the stairs we go. Here we are. Oh yes. All of them are coming. Oh my gosh, so many cows. Let's go. All right, here we go. Around the corner, down the staircase. Oh, some of them are taking fall damage. Come on. Let's do it. All right, we seem to have lost quite a few along the way. We will just go back and get them all collected up. All right, all the way in. Everybody nice and close. Stick together. In the end, we were able to get about 80% of the cows in here. A few stragglers were left behind, but we took care of those, and the rest will now be used to get bred up, and we'll have plenty of cows to be able to eat. Over on this side, our wheat is growing in nicely. We're going to be able to get plenty of food here, although we may need to do something about the light level here, because I think that's going to prevent these crops from growing. The last thing that I want to do before we finish today is to get a set of diamond armor. So let's go over here. We're going to get a helmet. We're going to get a chest plate. We'll get some pants. We're going to get some boots. And we should be able to put these all on. And I think we've done a lot for today. But I think that's going to do it for today. We've made a lot of progress in getting our starter base established. Next time, we're going to work on getting some farms established so that way we can start building our main base. But until then, thanks so much for joining. It's been great having you here. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.